friends, alright? And we fucking love
Alright. Welcome to the 2A Brotherhood Podcast.
Welcome to the 2A Brotherhood Podcast, where we usually don't talk about guns.
You're clear to speak, Austin.
Welcome to Not Your Daddy's Root Beer.
Not your father's root beer.
Not your father's.
Your father's drinking Miller Lite.
Welcome to Not Your Father's Root Beer late at night.
That's some serious stuff, man.
Yeah.
You ever had that?
No, what is
Yeah.
it?
Not your
It's
father's
root beer.
It's alcoholic root beer.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It tastes terrible, I'm not gonna lie.
It's bitter and it's like twice as sweet as regular root beer.
Yeah, it tastes terrible, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not your father's root beer.
Is it like those Angry Orchards?
It's worse.
It's worse.
Really?
Yeah, and there's
I
so much
messed
sugar.
around Yeah, I messed around back in the day, and I got hammered on Angry Orchards, and it was one of the worst hangovers of my life.
Ugh.
Mm.
It took like a day and a half to completely get over this freaking hangover, man.
I think the worst hangover of my life was Edward 40 Hands with tea.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
my worst hangover was from a Four Loko.
I believe that.
So bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be young and dumb.
So, yo, hey Dimitri, I want you to see this video. I was laughing so hard. You probably already seen it, but I'm gonna go ahead and share it. It's so funny, man. It's like a campaign video. It's only a couple seconds, so here we go. I just wanted to get your guys' live reaction.
I voted against the early release of violent criminals, and I opposed defunding the police. Look, if you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. I'm John Kennedy, and I approve this message.
Oh, crackhead.
The next time you're in trouble, call the crackhead. I laughed so hard, dude, and he's so serious.
The best one I saw, it was at a rally to defund the police and how horrible cops were, right?
Mhm.
And then it's one of the ladies that has like a YouTube channel that she's conservative, and she was interviewing people, and the person that was holding up a sign that said defund the police and all cops are bad or whatever. They were exchanging words, and she like hit her with the sign, and then the conservative lady like pushed her and said, "Don't you dare put your hands on me." And then the lady that was defunding the cops, right, looked at a cop, was like, "She just assaulted me." Right, and she was like, whoa, hold on a second. No, don't try to get him to help you. I was like, 'cause he saw you hit me first, so
Right.
if anything, you're gonna go to jail.
And you're
And
taking
you're
money
safe.
out of his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. But the funny part is that as soon as something happened, you know what I mean, she needed a cop, and she called on him. Like, it's the most retarded shit ever.
You should have called a crackhead.
Yeah, she with a tuck option.
The tuck option returns.
Dude, my wife was like looking for clothes for
Yeah.
the kids. She was like, "Babe, I think the only option we have is Target." I was like, "You're not getting anything from Target." I was like, "'Cause they're gonna come with a tuck option."
Yeah, they all have tuck options.
Yeah.
I want to put
Oh,
this up in the
man.
background.
You gotta love the tuck option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of tuck options, there was a video that popped up on my Instagram feed, and this guy's name is like Graham or something like that. He used to be a Marine or a Ranger in the Army or something like that. And he had a video, and apparently the Arab community is sick and tired of all the alphabet people shoving their beliefs down their kids' throats. So they had a video that was going viral of a bunch of pride flags on the ground, and they were stomping them. And the
Really?
caption said,
In the Middle East?
"Do you think?" No. This is in America.
Oh.
It was. I think it was in New York or something like that. And the caption said, "Are the alphabet people gonna go after the Arab community?" Dun dun dun. That's like going after the Jews. You can't do that.
Yeah, you
Right.
can't.
They interviewed a bunch of those people. There was like, yeah, do you guys want Sharia law in the United States? These, alphabet people. And they were like, yeah, of course. He's like, they just threw a gay dude off of a building because he was gay in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
They threw him off the top of a building. Women
Yeah, they were like
yeah.
dragging them behind cars. Like they would string them up and drag them down the street until they unalived them. You know what I mean?
unalived.
Yeah, you can't say that on YouTube.
Oh, really?
It's a flag word. Yeah, just like grape without the G, you can't say that, or the algorithm picks up on those words.
Okay.
Yep.
What about what was the other one? They say on that, the Whatever podcast,
Mm-hmm.
they say corn
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a
That's
lot.
another one.
Oh, okay.
Because now, like, the algorithms are just going by what you're saying. It's not even the context anymore. So as soon as that word goes through the YouTube servers or whatever, it gets flagged.
Yeah.
Did anybody talk to Rob at all today?
No, I haven't. I talked to him yesterday, but I haven't talked to him today. I didn't even know yesterday was Friday.
Maybe he's putting on his left boot.
I don't know. It could be. That's a hell of a boot.
Yeah.
Right. Yo, I'm still putting on my left boot. 20 minutes later, yo, I just got my right boot on.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him. I thought you guys did it yesterday.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
when you texted earlier if we're doing a podcast tonight, I was like, heck yeah.
I think he just made plans. He had already made plans. He didn't know it was Friday, and so
Yeah. Well, so last night me and my wife were sitting watching TV, and the lights go out, and it's a big boom. I was like, "That's a transformer blowing up."
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "We're not gonna have lights for a while." And then,
Yeah.
as I said that, you hear another one that's like further away blow up. So
dang.
two
Mhm.
transformers blew up around here yesterday, and we didn't get power back until like I think it was like 12:30 or something like that last night.
You have a generator at your house?
I want one. Like me and my wife had talked about getting Sunrun.
Mm-hmm.
Like they put solar panels on top of your house, and then you get a Tesla wall pack of lithium-ion batteries, and you basically can run your house for like a week.
Oh, dang.
Oh, wow.
After those batteries get filled,
Yeah.
the only problem is that you have a bomb in your house with
Yeah.
lithium-ion batteries.
Yeah.
And if they catch fire, you cannot put it out. Like, you literally cannot put out a lithium-ion battery fire. It just keeps burning until it runs out.
Doesn't it react to water or something? Or whatever?
Yeah, if you throw water on it, it's like, you can't do that.
Mm.
Like, they don't even have a fire extinguisher. The only thing that maybe could help is, like, a halon system. Yeah,
Mhm.
the things they have in, like, databases.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it drops this chemical and it sucks all the oxygen out of the air,
Oh.
Yeah.
and it puts out the fire that way. But yeah, it's either that or because the generators are like a whole house generator right now is costs like $15,000.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, you can get enough to like power your refrigerator and and if you need it, your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but well, no, because
Like those ones that are like 2,000, 3,000 should are able to do that.
I have a little one.
Hmm.
I have a little one, but the whole thing is we have kids, so if it's hot as shit outside,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, or if it's really cold outside. When it's cold, you could always put clothes on the kids, put blankets on them, blah blah blah. But when it's hot out, you
Yeah.
can't really do anything besides you put them
Run a
naked, they're still gonna
fan.
be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, with what?
Dude,
There's
they-
no electricity.
You seen those like portable air conditioners? You just put ice in it, and a fan just circulates the cold air. Those are pretty cool.
Hey, but real quick, I found this video that I wanted to show you when you were talking about the tuck-friendly option stuff. I found this video I want to show y'all, alright?
Let's
Give me
see
one
it.
sec.
Yep. The tuck friendly.
Tuck friendly
Yo.
option.
You guys see? Extra coverage. YouTube. He founded Tuck Friendly.
We're at Target, checking out their Tuck Friendly Pride collection. That's right, guys. Extra crotch coverage, Tuck Friendly construction. Thank you, Target.
That is like
Tuck friendly construction. Okay, let's see how tuck friendly it is.
Let's see how tuck friendly this is.
I mean, you can still tell there's a dick.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I love the tuck friendly bathing suit.
Look, this is not. You guys see this? It's tuck friendly. Yeah, I saw it.
He's got loafers on though. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he kept the loafers on.
But you can't even see it, guys.
You can't even see it. Dude,
Look, let's see.
that bulge, dude.
This is Target so progressive. I love it.
This is so progressive.
Thank you, Target. I just feels like a run. I can exercise in this.
Dude,
Oh,
watch those bathing suits start selling on like eBay for like several $1,000s.
I'm all tucked in. We're getting
I'm all tucked in.
Quick awareness around the pool.
Oh man.
Dude, that was awesome.
I'm all,
And loafers though.
I'm all,
That's what made the whole video awesome.
I'm
Yeah,
all
loafers,
tucked in. That's gonna be my new catchphrase. I'm all tucked in.
I'm all tucked in.
Tuck me in for the night. Suck it in.
Let's see if I can find that video of the Arab people finally opening up their mouth.
Bro, I just had some deja vu. That was weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When were we talking about? What the heck is going on?
Not tuck option deja vu, just
Oh great.
I had that the other day too, some deja vu.
I heard this weird theory.
Deja-
Huh?
The what?
I heard this weird theory that deja vu is when the universe we're living in and a parallel universe cross over and they intersect. And when that happens, a bunch of people experience deja vu, and then once they separate, the deja vu ends.
Yeah.
I don't believe it though. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I don't believe it's true.
Yeah, no, my deja vu the other day was I was working on a piece of equipment and I was taking this piece off and I literally stopped in the middle of it and I was like, I feel like I've done this before. Like, I feel like I'm reliving this,
Yeah. Did you fix the piece of equipment?
No, I have to order a shitload of parts for it, and they want quotes, but they're not going to pay the money to get it fixed.
How'd it go with the your truck's transmission thing today?
I got the fuel tank in. Transmission is not fully in yet. The tank, I had to put the fuel tank into. The fuel tank is back in and running, but I got sidetracked because my glow plugs were acting up, so I had to start taking apart my glow plugs. And so I,
glow plug.
You're a glow plug.
so you know how your car or your truck has a spark plug, and it produces spark and ignites the fuel. Well, diesel's not combustible. Okay, it is flammable, but it's not combustible. So spark is kind of pointless. So diesel's basically, it's less refined gas. It's more natural gas, you know, and so it's a little bit heavier and more acts as a lubricant. But basically, what the glow plugs do is it when you start your truck, mostly, it heats up. The glow plugs heat up, and the reason they're called glow plugs is they will glow red. And it basically warms up the fuel.
And then turns it into vapor for it to combust.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Well, not combust, but because diesel doesn't combust. Yeah.
So what does it do to heat it up? How does the engine start rolling?
Compression.
Like a vacuum.
Yeah. Diesels run off of compression. Like compression, basically. So it's not a combustion engine.
Where's your camera again?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I got my daughter crawling around, so same thing as last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Huh,
but
and I thought the diesel engine still like started a fire in there. Like I
No.
thought something still combusted.
no, there's no combustion.
Combusted.
No, there's no combustion. Now there is, I think. I might be wrong.
Combusted.
There is one.
Combusted.
I think there is one type of diesel engine that does have spark plugs, but it's not. It doesn't have the spark plugs for the diesel for something else. I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to go into it. But no, diesels don't run off of combustion.
Yeah, that's why he's converting from diesel back to
The
regular unleaded.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm converting it to battery powered now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you convert fuel into battery?
You just throw a
It
bunch of double.
combusts.
Yeah.
You just throw a bunch of double A's into the tank until you have a battery pack.
Dude, I seen this video. This guy he's driving a Tesla and he's stranded on the side of the road.
Yeah,
And
the diesel
the
truck comes
people
and saves
pull
him.
the people pull up behind him and he's like, can you guys take me to a gas station to get some gas? And he's like, I already have a gas can. And they're like, you know your car's electric, right? He's like, yeah, but check this out. And he pops his hood, he pops the trunk open, and he has a generator,
Generator. Yeah.
a gas powered generator, and then the cable coming from the generator to plug straight into the car. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, that's awesome.
You know, there actually is a company that's working on a vehicle, because the thing is that battery power, like electric motors, are very efficient. They're very efficient, and
Yeah.
you get more acceleration. You know, electric motors are very good. All right. The thing about it, what's not efficient is the batteries. You know, batteries are terrible. So what a company's actually trying to do is build a vehicle with a generator inside of it, but it runs off of an electric motor, and the generator powers the batteries for the efficiency, so you're actually using less fuel because you're not worrying about RPMs. It's not going to go up in RPMs constantly. You know, you're not worrying about like the load or stress, like the load on your vehicle, because if you have like if a truck, right? If you have a truck towing a bunch of weight, you're going to be burning more fuel. If you're constantly going up hills, you know, you're accelerating, you're going to burn more fuel. Whereas a generator will stay at idle doing the same speed, powering a battery pack. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You're not like solely relying on batteries and only getting like limited range.
So those hybrid cars are where it's at, basically.
I wouldn't say hybrid, but because it's different than a hybrid in a sense, you know, it's different than a Prius. It's like actually it's for trucking, you know, like this is for trucking. It's kind of like it but different. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's really interesting.
It is.
Cool because like I said, for trucking, you know, a electric motor would be a good option, having like a motor on each wheel, and having a motor on each wheel.
Could you have a tuck option?
It does.
Yo,
Yeah, it does have a tuck option.
did you see the video with the guy who created that? It's like this little, some sort of like I don't know what you would call it, but basically it's a bunch of tanks, you know, water bottles or whatever, and this system that he built extracts the hydrogen from the water and then pumps the hydrogen straight into his engine. And so he runs his car off of water, distilled water.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
I mean, I've heard of a guy that did that, and then he ended up dying, like after he discovered it.
Well, this is very recent. Like, this is a new one. And it was like on Instagram or YouTube Shorts or something. I was just like, dude, he's got to be careful with that, man.
Hydrogen is kind of the future. Like, I don't think electric is the future. I think hydrogen is the future.
Yeah, man.
The only thing about it is hydrogen's super unstable.
It is, yeah, it's volatile, but it's more combustible, and it is apparently it's more efficient. Like, I think he did like tests like miles per gallon on the highway and on the like country roads. And he said he got like 100% fuel efficiency, and he went up to like 100 miles per gallon or whatever I guess, what would you call it? Cubic liter of hydrogen, I guess. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah. Because it was probably gas. Like, I don't know if it was liquid hydrogen. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but yeah, hydrogen. I feel like hydrogen is the future. Like all this shit about batteries. No, hydrogen is the future.
I'm surprised Elon Musk hasn't, you know, tapped into that.
Because it's so unstable. It's such a hard. Because the thing is, the reason why is because number one, there's no pipeline set up for hydrogen. So if you look at like oil pipelines, because these electric vehicles are still running off of fossil fuels, whether it's coal or, you know, whatever, most of them are still running off of fossil fuel. There's no renewable energy source that has a big enough grid that's able to power all these electric vehicles, you know. So a lot of them are still running off of fossil fuels. And you know, you look at oil and natural gas, you have pipelines for that, you know, underground pipelines. You probably passed them, but you've never seen them. But there's a lot of times signs that'll say natural gas pipeline, you know, or something like that. And the thing is, to build a hydrogen pipeline, like there's going to be so much to go into that.
I've seen the plants. Yeah, we've driven past it when we went to Roswell, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We drove past a whole bunch of like oil fields, and like they had like gas plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, out west Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This says that NASA uses the fuel. hydrogen, methane, kerosene, even paraffin or powdered aluminum. But it seems like they like to use liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah, but getting a hydrogen pipeline is kind of like it's going to be a lot that goes into that, you know, as far as like testing goes, because it is such an unstable gas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like the testing that goes into the welds for the pipeline, are they going to just use old oil pipelines? Are they going to use, you know, are they going to rip them out and build new pipelines? Like, it's a lot that goes into it, and that's why people aren't dabbling it, because right now there's not enough to be able to support that. So Elon Musk might be doing some research into it, like on the low. I wouldn't know, but he might be doing it on the low. But he's probably not going to release anything about it until hydrogen's able to be sustained, you know, as use for like regular consumers. So like people are using it, but it's a lot of, actually even forklifts are using hydrogen, you know, as fuel cells. But it's not something that like it can sustain a lot of people right now, because we don't have the infrastructure for that.
It's going to be a game changer, that's for sure, man. Because like imagine if you had people driving around with cars powered on distilled water. You could distill it yourself in your home, and you would never have to pay for gasoline again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that would be crazy. Like that's that. What else would they be using? I mean that's like the fossil fuel industry is done after that. Wouldn't you think?
I mean,
That's why nothing like that is ever gonna happen.
fossil fuel will never go away, because you gotta think about it, oil is used in so much stuff rather than just, you know, your car.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, yeah, for like the car industry.
Yeah,
Like-
nitrogen. I feel like nitrogen will take over.
Nitrogen?
At some point. Or not nitrogen, hydrogen. My bad. Hydrogen will take it. Hydrogen will take over.
They'll probably both take over.
Nah.
Nitrogen,
Actually,
helium.
have you ever seen like it's like the fuel tankers where they have like the gas tankers or whatever,
Like the vessels or like the trucks?
like the trucks.
Yeah.
The trucks. All right. Well, I was passing one on the highway the other day, and it was for liquid nitrogen, right? And I was passing this truck, and all of a sudden, it like one of the hoses blew, and this thing just started spraying liquid nitrogen just everywhere. Dude, all these cars are trying to get away from it. It sprayed it on my van. Like, all these cars are trying to get away from it, and this thing's just like full geyser, just like just spraying up on the highway.
Did it
I'm
freeze
sitting
your
there,
window?
like, yeah, and I'm sitting there. No, it didn't hit my window. I was like 2 lanes over. And yeah, it just I pulled up next to like the guy's window, and I was like trying to make sure he's okay, and he was giving me like the thumbs up and everything. But yeah, it was crazy.
Unbutton that button.
Yeah.
With the tuck option.
Yeah. That guy definitely had a
hang
tuck
in.
option. That guy was definitely tucked in.
He forgot to tuck away that bolt on his tanker.
Yeah, he was definitely tucked in, that's for sure. But I was just thinking, like, the only way to really deal with that is, I imagine just letting the whole thing drain. You know, letting the whole like tanker just drain, because
You can't get close to it.
yeah, he can't fix that. Like, there's no way he's gonna be able to fix that.
Yeah, isn't that shit like mad cold?
Yeah.
Negative 400 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, like, there's no way he's gonna be able to like fix it out of the side of the road. his only option is to literally just let it just all drain out, you know?
Austin, you need to get a lawyer and say you have PTSD.
Yeah.
From the liquid
Can't work
nitrogen leak of
anymore
2023.
Yeah. I've had
You're
I've had
scared
a
of
brain
liquid nitrogen.
I've had a brain freeze ever since. Well, hey, the little one's getting completely out of hand now, so I'm gonna have to hop off, guys.
Art.
Okay.
She forgot to tuck it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mean untuck it for her.
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, well,
buddy.
I'm gonna hop off here, y'all.
Have a good
God
night,
bless
man.
you, brother.
You too.
Thanks.
Okay, leave.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah. All right. So I have another video here. I want you to tell me what you
No.
think.
No, you guys were talking about something. I kind of heard through my headphones while I was upstairs.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
God dang it! But I forgot.
We
What
talked
was
about
about the.
liquid nitrogen,
Yeah.
hydrogen cars.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
we talked about the
absolutely.
guy who powered his car off of distilled water.
Yeah, that was cool.
And it's like he completely built it like himself, and it just sits in his trunk, and he like hooked it up through it into his fuel system, and now he gets like 100% fuel efficiency. He doesn't use gas anymore. He just distills the water, fills it up, fills the bottles up, and converts or takes the hydrogen out, and he's able to get like over 100 miles an hour or a gallon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I'm like,
Can you imagine?
if this is,
Get 3 gallons of water. How
bro,
far is Texas from Maryland? How many miles?
like 1,300.
God dang. How long does it take to drive from here to there?
On the road hours is like 24,
God.
and then
dang.
with stops, you're looking at, well, depending on who you're driving with, but the last couple trips I made, the trip ended up being 30 hours total.
Jeez.
Hey,
you
we get to do it
flying
all
when you
again.
come? Are you flying when you come in July or?
Nah, dude, we're driving.
Oh my God. Who's we? Who's
We're
all doing it?
junkies. My sister.
Oh. Okay. Oh jeez.
I know, right?
Oh. Oh no.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Bro, you're gonna be pit stopping like every 30 minutes.
Right,
Big
we
fan.
put a basin in the trunk. You know,
Gonna need something.
like, look, I'll drive. There's some bottles back there with a tuck option.
Dang,
Yeah.
So it's like 30 fucking hours.
Yeah, roughly. I mean, the last time I went, I had to stop and take a nap, man, because I was up the whole night before, and we got about 6-7 hours in, and I just pulled off to the side of the road, and my brother was sleeping, long hair, don't care, and I just pulled
Yeah.
up to the 7-Eleven and just passed out.
Yeah, man. It's better to just go to sleep.
Yo,
Try to fight it.
I was falling asleep on the road, like just a couple hours away from our destination,
Yeah.
heading to Maryland, and I'm like fading in and out. I open my eyes, and there's the back of an 18-wheeler like 10 feet in front of me, and I'm going like 70, 80 miles an hour. And as soon as I open my eyes, I was like, oh snap. I was like, dude, this is dangerous, man.
Yeah, dude.
This is so dangerous.
And you always fall asleep when you're like right there. It's never before then. It's like because when you realize that like the mission's almost over, like you're almost at your location, you like calm down, and then that's when your body's like, oh, let's take a nap.
Yeah. I've heard that, like, you're more likely to get into an accident closer to your home than you are further away or something like that.
Yeah, when it comes to like drinking and driving or
Mhm.
like falling asleep, they say within a mile of your house. Like when I used to work nights as an electrician, we had an outage. It was
Mhm.
a 72-hour outage,
Yeah.
and we had to complete everything in 72 hours, so that we were taking shifts. You'd go in, work for 12 hours, then go home, and then come back 12 hours later, so on and so forth. We had 2 different shifts, right? And I remember I worked the night before, right? And I got home at like, I think it was like 3 a.m. The outage started at 6 a.m. For some reason, they told me to go in at 6 a.m. So I got home at 3, slept for 2 hours, got back in my car, drove, worked 12 hours,
Bro.
which was fine. That wasn't a problem. I'm driving home, and I get on Reisterstown Road off of the 795 exit on Owens Mills Boulevard. I make that left.
Hmm.
And you know where Euro Liquors is right there, right?
Mhm.
I come down the hill, and I'm like, man, I sure am tired. Next thing I know, I open up my eyes, and I'm on the other side of Reisterstown Road, going like 60 miles per hour. I'm
Dang.
like, oh. Yeah,
Bro. That's trippy.
that's some good money. That weekend, oh my god, because it was time and a half, and it was scale. It was $75 an hour.
Dang.
Yeah.
Bro. I heard this story. This guy, I think it was I don't know who specifically it was. It might have been a pastor or something. He falls asleep on the road or something. I guess he was like really tired. Maybe he was traveling, doing some like a tour or something. I forget. Anyway, he's driving. Yo passes out and wakes up 20 minutes later, still driving straight in the lane. He woke up 20 minutes later. He's like, what just happened?
Hey, at least they were going straight.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Yeah, like sleep deprivation is funny because like there was times like I would get off work, and this is when this is back in the day, so like I drank a lot. I had no sleeping schedule. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I get like 2-3 hours of sleep, go work, and I remember I was driving home, and I'm driving. You know what I mean? I know how to get home. I'm driving. All of a sudden, I realized that I've been driving for 45 minutes. I should have been home by now. And I start looking around, and I'm like, where am I? I'm looking at the signs. I'm going towards freaking Virginia.
What the heck?
Yeah, so, like, I was just so out of it and tired. Like, I was still driving in my lane and everything. But at some point, I had gotten off on, like, when I got on 295, I didn't go towards Baltimore. I went towards Washington, D.C., and then I was just following the roads back there. And I'm like looking around. I had went through DC and shit. And it's all dawning onto me. I'm like, yo, where am I? I put in my GPS, and it said it was gonna take me an hour to get home. I was like, god dang. So I drove for 45 minutes without knowing where the heck I was going. I had no recollection of, like, I knew I was driving. I remember driving, staying in my lane, pushing the gas, hitting the brake. I just had no idea where I was going. It was so weird.
Dude, that's strange.
Dude, that's the thing that sucks about like sleep deprivation. That's why when like people like torture people, one of the things they do is they won't let them sleep, right? Or they let them get really close to about to fall asleep, and then they wake them up again. Like throw water on them, like not waterboard them, just throw water on them and just keep them up. And then after like 72 hours, you start hallucinating. You know what I mean? That's why the people like with insomnia, they usually like commit suicide or something because they're just hallucinating. They don't know what the hell's going on. They're seeing, they're hearing shit. They're seeing shit. Their mind just starts going crazy because their brain can't regulate any of the hormones, the dream hormones, none of that stuff.
That
Yeah.
stuff's wild, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
And that's a good way to get somebody to tell you the truth because they're less likely to lie because you have to use extra parts of your brain to lie than to tell the truth. That's one of the
Really?
reasons why they keep. Yeah.
That's interesting. You
Yeah,
use
when you
more.
because when you're telling the truth, you're just bringing a memory.
Mm.
When you have to lie, you have to come up with the memory and then say it and then remember it to keep the lie going. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how people get caught in lies because they tell a lie and then they forget the lie and then they try to lie again because they remember parts of it, but then stuff doesn't start adding up. Like, hold on, you said this, and now the story is kind of the same, but
Yeah.
a lot of major details have changed.
Do you think that
You know.
truth serum stuff is like legit? Like it's real?
I don't. So
Like the stuff you
that
see in
I-
Hollywood movies?
Yeah, yeah. So that stuff does exist. I forgot the name of it. You could probably look it up, but it's not that it makes you tell the truth. I don't know if it like relaxes you. I think when you look it up, they explain it on there how it works in the body. I think it just like makes you feel like you don't it relaxes you and you're more likely to tell the truth. It's
Yeah.
not like it's not like liar liar. The pen is red. The pen
Yeah.
is red.
Like it makes you more
God
comfortable
dang. Yeah.
around the person that's interrogating you or
Yeah, I
something.
guess.
This says the colloquial name for any of a range of psychoactive drugs used in an effort to obtain information from subjects who are unable or unwilling to provide it otherwise. These include ethanol, scopolamine, 3-quinaz. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Midazolam, flunitrazepam, sodium thiopental, and
I heard the sodium stuff before.
amobarbital,
Yeah.
among others.
They
I've heard of
just shoot you up with
scopolamine.
They just shoot you up with all that stuff.
Yeah, I heard of scopolamine before, but not the rest of them. But sedatives or hypnotics that alter higher cognitive function. Where there clinical studies, interrogation, or lie detection, there is a dispute whether any of them qualify as a randomized controlled study that would meet scientific standards for determining effectiveness of these drugs or whatever. So, dang, dude, that's wild. You seen that video? Yeah. There was a video, you might have seen it. They called it the Project Blue Book, where they interview an alien. It was like classified footage. It's not a real video, but it's very interesting.
Oh, I thought they
I mean, Project Blue Book was real, but people decided to make like, basically like fan-made videos based off of Project Blue Book, like
that they
cinematic.
interviewed.
Yeah, they interviewed an alien.
Uh-huh.
Not sure if it's real, but I can show you a snippet of it. I'm not sure if it's copywritten.
You could just play that. You could just play it for us so we could hear it.
Hard.
Hard.
Okay. Here is the. Whoops. Where's the internet? Here we go. Can you see it?
Uh-huh.
State line of origin? Okay, yesterday you told us you traveled, and I quote, thousands of light years to get here. Tell us the truth. So I take it aliens took over our future, right? Sort of human. Okay, so you evolved from us. So what are you doing here now? How? Okay, so how about we concentrate on your time? Try me. Wait, so you know the meaning of life? What's the difference? So you know how the universe is created. So you've seen God. Okay, illuminate us. What happens when we die? Okay, so let me get this straight.
Hey, Josh, I gotta go, buddy.
Okay.
We all
Whilst
We need to talk about that video.
yeah, absolutely.
On the next one. The youngest has a fever.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be praying, man.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Well, it was a
Love
good
you.
night. Love you too, man. God bless
Yeah,
you.
man. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Recordings.
Okay, whilst that was the podcast. Oh wow, this is really dark. How can I put this on 1920 by 1080 and then transform fit to screen? There we go. I need to brighten this up because this is super dark, but I really appreciate everybody coming to watch the podcast. Thank you all so much. It was a little bit off this weekend, but that's okay. You know, there's a purpose for everything, and hopefully Dimitri's kids are feeling better, get some sound sleep, and this fever goes away, and Austin's wife feels better, and so, but yeah, appreciate you guys taking the time out of your days to watch this podcast, and we will see you soon. next Friday, same time, 9:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. East Coast. And that is that. All right, thanks for watching. Okay, love you. Bye.
Once you get into that, you start getting into a situation, the slippery slope, where all of a sudden you're going to really violate the Second Amendment. I don't want to do anything to violate the Second Amendment. To me, the Second Amendment is very important. To a situation, the slippery slope, where all of a sudden you're going to...
What is this? And why isn't it not showing up? I'm so confused. Why is media player not showing up? Okay. Well, let me just play the outro one more time.
Once you get into that, you start getting into a situation, the slippery slope, where all of a sudden you're going to really violate the Second Amendment. I don't want to do anything to violate the Second Amendment. To me, the Second Amendment is very important.